This video is sponsored by Whatnot. Make sure you check out my invite link in the description down below. For £10 if you're in the UK or $15 if you're in the US, Whatnot credit on me. And come check out my Whatnot streams because I'm going to be doing a ton of stuff, constantly giving away Digimon toys, cards, and more. For 500 followers, I gave away a Digivice Jewel V. And when we hit 1,000 followers over on Whatnot, I'm going to be giving away 4 copies of Digimon Survive, 2 on Switch, 2 on PS4, a copy of Digimon World Next Order on Switch, and another 2 Vital Bracelet BEs. So make sure you follow me over there on Whatnot so you could potentially win. Stick around to the very end of the video for more details. Thank you to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Digimon Ghost Game. A 50-50 season, I would say, with some people loving it and some people, like me, not. There was a lot I loved about Ghost Game though. I just found that the episodic formula and conclusion to the limited story arc that there was were lackluster. That's what I love about Digimon. Even when I don't love a season or a game, there's always something to explore. And Ghost Game left us with Gammamon evolutions that exist but were never put in the show, were B memory exclusive. Gilidhumon, Fumamon, and Bombamon, and most interestingly, Arcturusmon for Regulusmon / GhoulUsGammamon, and Proximamon, seemingly a fusion of Siriusmon and Arcturusmon. Which got me to thinking that there are definitely some evolutions we could have seen in Ghost Game that don't even exist on the Vital Bracelet at this point. Like, say, the rest of Espimon's evolutions. He got his own dim card and we didn't see that. So on today's video, thanks to Weirdomon and Dry Designs, I am creating what I think are the missing Ghost Game Digivolutions. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video, and yesterday we are designing the missing Ghost Game evolutions. And I am going to start with some Gammamon evolutions because I feel like Gilidhumon, Fumamon, and Bombamon are more like alternate takes on potential for Gammamon, but in particular Vicemon and Siriusmon, while yes, folding in elements of all 3 of the main non-dark Gammamon evolutions, really do feel like, to me, and I think function as specifically Beetle Gammamon evolutions. Especially if you consider Beetle Gammamon to be the direct inverse to GhoulUsGammamon, Vicemon being the inverse to Regulusmon, and Siriusmon being the inverse to Arcturusmon. So I wondered what it might look like if, when Gammamon became WezenGammamon or KausGammamon, what those further evolutions would look like, if he stuck to the archetypes of those evolutions. For example, a railgun tank for Wezen and flying for Kaus. And Weirdomon designed all these Gammamon evolutions, so please go follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you. So we begin with WezenGammamon's ultimate, Iotamon, coming from Iota Canis Majoris, a solitary variable supergiant in the southern constellation of Canis Major. I chose to just go with Iotamon and not Iota Gammamon because Vicemon similarly dropped the Gammamon part of the Gammamon naming convention. Iota Canis Majoris is in the same part of the sky as Wezen or Delta Canis Majoris, but it's also a portmanteau of the words ion, like an ion cannon, similar to the ideas as WezenGammamon's railgun, and tank, because he's a tank. This is WezenGammamon turned up to the max, designed for pure combat engagement and decked out in offensive and defensive weaponry. It has been invited to the D Brigade many times, but steadfastly refuses, aligning itself only with its chosen child and those it considers friends, and uses this form in the battle that is to come against the Heralds of the Devourer. So I and Dry as well, we'll talk about a little bit later, envision this as kind of like a season 2 or a movie of Ghost Game. And while yes, the Devourer, the threat that they just dropped on us at the end of the season, is like 1,000 years away or whatever, I think it would make sense that maybe like heralds or scouts or something like that might show up of the Devourer, or just other enemy forces that kind of think the Devourer is a good thing and they want it to happen. So those would be things that the Ghost Game kids could fight in the interim. I also have something that might bridge us that gap in time, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So then Iotamon digivolves to Mega, becoming Epsilonmon. Yeah, I wanted something significant for the names for WezenGammamon's evolutions. Iota and Epsilon are Greek letters, meaning that WezenGammamon's evolutions get to join the unofficial Alphabetmon. Alphamon, Omegamon, Deltamon, Betamon. Interesting group. But as with Iotamon, Epsilonmon gets its name from Epsilon Canis Majoris, all part of that same group as Wezen is. And yes, it goes bipedal, but we did that on purpose. I love that Weirdomon did this with the design, because yes, while it would have been fine to say quadrupedal, I think it's very Digimon that he would randomly go bipedal at the end. And I love some of the details Weirdomon added here, from the dinosaur gauntlets and shoulder pads to the rail railguns on the back, but what you may notice is a familiar face inside the cockpit, because yes, Weirdomon gave Epsilonmon a bit of a shake-up, making it a bit of a mech of sorts, a titan robot immune to almost all weapons, and a devastating force on the battlefield, and even into the stratosphere. I don't think this is literally Seriousmon piloting a mech, but more so a fusion of mech and body, with the inside head being similar to Seriousmon, as a way to keep our new Gammamon branch evolutions connected to the existing ones, and Seriousmon in particular. Moving over to KausGammamon, and his ultimate is Messiermon, coming from Messier 24. I know it looks like messier, like it's messy to be messier. I actually think that's very on brand for Digimon to have a slightly kooky name, so sue me. Messier 24 is also known as the small Sagittarius star cloud, and Sagittarius is the star system that Kaus Australis, otherwise known as Epsilon Sagittarii, is part of, again connecting the star names together. Messiermon is a masterful flyer and keen observer of all Earth-sky goings-on, known to sleep while soaring across continents to conserve energy before it arrives in the next country's aerospace, to maximize its energy and analysis abilities. But it then digivolves further, becoming Borealismon. Borealis comes from Kaus Borealis, again a star in the Sagittarius system, joining its brothers Kaus Australis and Messier 24, but also, you know...
Lord, what is happening in there? Aurora Borealis? Aurora Borealis!
Yeah, the Aurora Borealis is a beautiful phenomena observed in the skies above Earth, and so felt appropriate for this massive fighter jet, defender of the skies and low orbit of space. Much how like Epsilonmon is a mecha fused with a bipedal body, Borealismon is a full-on fighter jet but with the organic body fused and slightly visible underneath. It dreams of flying beyond the skies it calls home, and with the assistance of its allies may one day live its dream and protect its friends in the stars. But Weirdomon did something that I didn't even ask for, but oh my god, I'm glad he did. Taking Seriousmon, Epsilonmon, and Borealismon to create the ultimate fusion, RGBmon. The ultimate force against the Devourer. Seriousmon, Epsilon, and Borealismon are now the defender of the universe. This is just utterly ridiculous and I love it. Another space deity Digimon to match up with the likes of Grace Novamon. RGBmon of course gets its name from RGB, red, green, blue, the whole theme of Gammamon and Ghost Game to an extent, but also is an inverse to Gulus Gammamon's GRB, or Gulus Realm Burst. RGB in the canon of this Digimon would stand for Restore Gamma Balance, literally restoring Gammamon's balance, but also restoring light, color to the world when the Devourer wants to extinguish it. Perhaps Earth's only hope against all that the Devourer will bring, RGBmon is capable of actual time travel, bringing the defenders of Earth, human and Digimon alike, to the point of time where they're needed to help stop the Devourer in space. So yeah, I figured why not throw in another crazy element to Ghost Game. This is going to be a more space-focused, a space game maybe, season, and the Devourer is so far in the future. It would be nuts if they were able to time travel with RGBmon. I think that would be super cool. And now we move on to Espimon, a really cute little guy, but he just didn't really go anywhere in Ghost Game, I don't think. Also, we never got a baby and in training for him, but Dry has sorted that out, giving him Surumon, Suru coming from Suru Suru, which means to squeak in Japanese, just a cute little bubble guy, which becomes Sudmon. Oh my god, Sud of course being Suds like bubbles again, feeling very similar to the in-training style we saw with the rest of the Ghost Game Digimon, almost feeling like it's just the head of what would become the rookie, which works great for Espimon. So in the actual show then, Espimon became Hover Espimon, and Dry took it one step further to the ultimate Covertmon. This is based on stealth spaceships, Covertmon becoming a large ship to carry the whole crew, while also still being agile and stealthy into space. As Espimon does belong to the Crack team, and since we recently got new D-Brigade vehicle Digimon, Dry thought that Espimon's line would make a nice parallel to that. Putting Covertmon alongside Cargodramon, you can see how one and the other would complement each other, or perhaps even be able to fight each other. I love what Dry did with the design here. It definitely feels like a one-up step from Hover Espimon. Hover Espimon just being able to hover and Covertmon being able to fly, but it also still feels unique, I think, to the KausGammamon evolutions we've created, and a fitting evolution for Espimon. But he must go one step beyond to his mega Cloakmon. Cloakmon serves as the mothership for all of them, including the bigger and more powerful evolutions that we've seen in this video and in Ghost Game. Cloakmon gets its name from, of course, cloaking mechanism, mechanisms, and as such its special ability uses the underside of the ship as an invisibility cloak, appearing completely invisible in the sky. You can just imagine all the Ghost Game kids, maybe RGBmon bringing them to the future, being on Cloakmon, a giant ship like a Terraventure for Digimon. Think Dry absolutely nailed this one. It looks phenomenal. And yeah, Espimon becoming a giant UFO ship just feels very on brand. And that's it! All of our brand new Ghost Game evolutions thanks to Weirdomon and Dry. Let me know your favorites in the comments down below. Don't be a dick about it. And hey, if you want to support this channel and support more custom art, it would be great if you supported sponsors like today's sponsor, Whatnot. Whatnot is an online live streaming and selling platform, really focusing on the TCG, comics, and toys community. It's been amazing to work with Whatnot so far. I love opening Digimon cards, sharing that experience, but also dealing with what I do with the cards that I don't need afterwards has always been a bit of a struggle. I also love giving back to you guys for supporting me, but also for supporting sponsors. And Whatnot has a completely integrated selling, yes, but also giveaway system. So I can sell individual cards whenever I want, I can auction cards off live during my streams, and also I can do regular giveaways to give Digimon stuff back to you. I've given away a bunch of stuff now, including a ton of Vital Bracelet BEs, and like I said in the intro, when we get to 1,000 followers, I'm going to be giving away 4 copies of Digimon Survive, a copy of Digimon World Next Order, and 2 Vital Bracelet BEs to people in my chat. And also when you sign up with my link in the description down below, you will get £10 GBP if you're in the UK, or $15 USD if you're in the US, in Whatnot credit, which you can use to buy cards from me, or anyone else across Whatnot. And even depending on your region, use your credit to bid on auctions during live streams. There's tons of TCG content besides just me, but it's been great to kind of help usher in more Digimon card game content into Whatnot. Thank you to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Thank you to my sovereigns, It's Elementary, ZDK14, and Jmon, my Digidestined, my Tamers, my Karn Club. You are all fantastic. Thank you for holding the fort down, supporting this channel. I'm gonna have a custom art at least once a month, and then we're getting towards Spooktober Spectacular Birthday Christmas, and I've got some very interesting plans this year. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.